Have you ever met someone who's insanely smart? Like, they can solve a Rubik's Cube in under a minute, quote Nietzsche for fun, and can out-argue anyone on Reddit. But somehow, their life is a complete mess. They procrastinate like it's a full-time job, their relationships are a war zone, and they're constantly overthinking everything. It's like they've got a Ferrari engine under the hood, but forgot how to drive. Why is that? Why do so many highly intelligent people, those who supposedly have the tools to succeed, struggle with life more than the average person? This isn't just a random observation. It's a psychological puzzle. And today, we're cracking it. But first, let me tell you a story. A true one. There was a guy named Adrian. He was the smartest kid in school, like absurdly smart. Straight A's without studying, the kind of person who could read something once and never forget it. In high school, he was already coding advanced programs and debating college professors online for fun. People called him a genius. Teachers said he was going to change the world. But fast forward 5 years. Adrian was 25, living in his parents' basement, unemployed, with 2 college dropouts under his belt. Not because he wasn't capable, but because he just couldn't find a reason to care. This story might sound extreme, but it's not rare. In fact, Adrian is a mirror for many gifted people, and there are very real reasons why high intelligence can actually make life harder, not easier. Let's break it down. Number 1, the curse of overthinking. Smart people think a lot, and that's part of the problem. Overthinking is like turning up the volume on every single thought until you can't hear your own instincts anymore. Highly intelligent individuals are great at analyzing situations from every angle, but instead of helping them decide, it paralyzes them. They'll ask, what if I fail? What if I succeed and hate it? What's the point of this anyway? Am I just doing what society wants or what I want? This mental tornado means that even simple choices, like picking a career path, choosing a partner, or deciding whether to text someone back, become emotionally exhausting. Instead of acting, they spiral. And when you're always stuck in analysis mode, the real world starts to feel like a trap you can't escape from.
2. Life feels shallow to them. Highly intelligent people crave depth. They want meaningful conversations, deep emotional connections, and purpose-driven goals. But what do they usually find in day-to-day life? Small talk, dead-end jobs, shallow friendships, pointless trends. It's like putting a philosopher in a TikTok house. They're gonna go insane. This craving for depth makes many intelligent people feel isolated. They can't just go with the flow because the flow feels fake. They don't want to party for the sake of partying. They want answers, truth, substance. But most people aren't built like that, and this creates a disconnection, like the world is out of sync with their inner frequency. 3. Emotional intelligence doesn't always match IQ. This one's important. Being smart doesn't automatically mean being emotionally mature. You can calculate the trajectory of a rocket, but still not know how to comfort a crying friend. You can understand quantum physics, but still suck at handling rejection. Many intelligent people grow up being praised for their brains, not their hearts. So they lean heavily into logic and often neglect the emotional side of life. They try to think their way through feelings, something you just can't do. And when relationships start falling apart or they feel depressed, they blame themselves for not being able to solve it, like a math problem. But emotions aren't equations. They're messy, and that mess is something intelligence alone can't clean up. 4. Success feels meaningless. Once they reach their goals, getting the job, the degree, the recognition, they often feel nothing. Why? Because intelligent people are great at predicting outcomes. They already know what success will feel like before they get there. So when it actually happens, there's no thrill, no surprise, just emptiness. They might say, I thought getting this job would make me happy. I thought publishing this paper would give me purpose. I thought moving to this city would change everything. But it doesn't. And that's terrifying. Because if success doesn't bring fulfillment, then what will? 5. They see the flaws in everything. Smart people see things most others don't. They notice the loopholes in rules, the cracks in social systems, the hypocrisy in people, the absurdity in traditions. And once they see these things, they can't unsee them. This awareness can turn into cynicism. They start asking, why should I work 40 years just to retire and die? Why follow a system that clearly doesn't work? Why build a family if relationships usually fall apart? This kind of existential thinking can make them feel detached from reality, like they're living in a bad simulation they didn't sign up for. And instead of playing the game of life, they sit on the sidelines critiquing the rules. 6. Perfectionism kills their drive. Intelligent people struggle with perfectionism, and not the cute kind that makes your resume look good. We're talking about the toxic kind, where nothing they do ever feels good enough. If they write a book, they hate the ending. If they draw something, they notice the flaws. If they start a business, they quit because it's not perfect on launch. This obsession with perfectionism prevents them from actually finishing anything. And when they do finish something, they feel disappointed because it didn't match the perfect version in their head. So they either burn out or they stop trying. 7. They're too self-aware. Have you ever been so aware of yourself that you literally couldn't enjoy anything? Smart people feel that constantly. They're hyper-aware of their thoughts, flaws, reactions, even how they're perceived. While others can just relax and go with it, intelligent people sit there analyzing how they're relaxing. Even in moments of joy, there's a voice in their head saying, "Is this happiness? Am I faking it? Is this as good as it gets?" It's like watching a movie while simultaneously writing a review about it. You never really get to just watch the movie. 8. They're often misunderstood. Because their brains work differently, smart people are often misread as arrogant, cold, awkward, or too intense. They might make obscure jokes no one gets. They might talk about things others find boring. They might shut down emotionally because they're stuck in their heads. And after a while, they learn to hide who they really are. They dumb themselves down to fit in. They stop sharing their thoughts. They play roles just to avoid being seen as too much. This act of constant self-censorship leads to loneliness. Not because they're not surrounded by people, but because no one really gets them. 9. They struggle with motivation. When you're smart, you can often see through the purpose of tasks. In school, they ask, why memorize facts I can Google? In work, why grind for a promotion I don't even want? In life, why follow a dream that probably won't make me happy? This mental clarity turns into apathy. It's hard to motivate yourself when your brain keeps telling you everything is pointless. And because they can survive without trying too hard, they get used to coasting. But coasting doesn't feel good either. So they're trapped in this limbo of too smart to care, too bored to try. So, what's the solution? Is intelligence a curse? No, but it is a heavy gift, and if you don't learn how to carry it, it will crush you. The key isn't to be less intelligent, it's to become more balanced. Learn to quiet your mind. Meditation, journaling, even just talking things out loud can stop the spiral. Surround yourself with depth. Find people who challenge you intellectually and emotionally. Let go of perfect. Progress beats perfection every time. Feel more, think less. Allow emotions to be messy and real without trying to solve them. Accept that not everything has to have a purpose. Sometimes joy is the only reason you need. Remember Adrian? He eventually got out of that basement. Not because he had a sudden genius epiphany, but because he stopped trying to think his way out and started living his way through. He got a simple job, started drawing again, reached out to old friends even when it felt awkward. Slowly, he rebuilt a life, not one built on intelligence, but on connection. And that changed everything. So if you're someone who's always been told you're smart, but you feel lost, disconnected, or stuck, you're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not failing. You're just learning to live with a powerful mind in an unpredictable world. And that takes time and courage. But you'll get there. If this video hit close to home, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And drop a comment below. What part of this hit you the hardest? We've got more deep dives into psychology, identity, and the strange beauty of being human. So stay tuned. Until next time, be kind to your mind.